Alright, here we go. The real version of the picture reviews YIIK. It's been a minute since Darren here has played YIIK, but we're going to get him to try and review it anyway. So, tell me, what was your thoughts on the story as a whole? Let's go with something simple to start.
Okay, it was pretty good. I think I liked the ending quite a bit. I did like how, what's the word I'm looking for? How surreal it was.
Yeah, I will say the one thing I think about the ending, though, that is it can be a bit anticlimactic. Like, you just beat the final boss, and then he's just like, look out for me. Look out for us, and then he's gone.
Which I guess could be intentional. Or do you think it was like a rush thing?
No, I think it was intentional.
I think one of the coolest moments in the story was, I think it was at the end of Chapter 5, where everything just kind of falls apart, and the entire art style of the whole world changes. It looks like,
that's
a 5-year-old drawing or something.
the New Year's Eve section of Chapter 5.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I also think that the comet is really cool. The actual battle sprite isn't anywhere near as cool as it is when it's actually coming in at you, but that's also probably intentional.
Yeah, the battle sprite's kind of silly. It doesn't have like really long black legs and arms and shit.
Well, they're red, but yeah.
Wasn't he the one who like just poofed your party members?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's exactly like the freaking boss that I just fought in Trails for Daybreak. Okay.
Yeah.
I hate that type of move. It sucks. That was just a battle of attrition, right? You just had to survive.
No.
Or did I have to beat him?
No. You have to lose.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Remember the two, and then you fight the twisted beings. You have to take out the two glass pillars, but you still lose. And then after you take out the glass pillars, that destroys them in the area, and then you got to pull the switches with the Alex that you have, and then
so when you fight the meteor, is that before you wander through space?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because you go into the soul space after the comet. All right, Darren. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this. Who's your favorite party member?
Rory.
Yeah.
Rory's the strongest too. Like honestly, he's kind of broken.
So's Vela. Vela's fucking beatdown is ridiculous.
Rory keeps everyone alive, and Vela dishes out the damage. Though Alex is pretty good too.
Yeah,
his EP strike's really good, and he was pretty decent before that.
And again, if you can get good with LP toss and figure out how it works, it can like sweep enemy teams with one attack. But again, you got to really know how to fuck with it in 1.25, which is the version you played. 1.0, it was really overpowered.
Yeah, you told me. Yeah, then you used to just be completely busted.
Yeah.
As if we're talking about party members, I think Rory's just completely broken. So he has this ability where he's a pacifist, so he doesn't have any attack abilities, but he has this one where he'll just guard your ass, guard the entire party's ass.
Yeah,
and
pacifism.
Take minimized damage, like barely any damage.
And enemies have a chance to crash with him where they take damage when they try to attack him.
There's this other game that I like called Chained Echoes. One of the dudes named Agil has a similar ability, except to a much minimized capacity. Like he takes a bit more damage, and he only does it to one character, and that's already really good in that game. So in this, it's just completely nuts. It's like, what the hell were they thinking? Yeah. And I'm okay with it.
Yeah. What do you think of the combat minigames?
They're okay. They're good, but they're kind of repetitive because there's not that many of them.
Yeah.
At least it gives you the ability to get good at them, like the vine drop. I do like the Soulscape one. No. I'm trying to remember.
Are you talking the Soul Survivor one? We got to hit the banish.
I also was thinking about running away, which I was thinking, no, I don't like that one. I think it's actually kind of annoying to run away.
It's actually pretty easy. You're just bad at it.
Yeah, I would just prefer the regular run away, but it adds to the to the type of thing they're going for.
Yeah. Who's your least favorite party member? And I assume I know the answer to this
Michael.
too. Yeah, we agree. Michael sucks.
Michael, yeah, I think controlling his freaking camera sucks ass.
And like his
really
beatdown,
finicky.
His beatdown is literally bugged in the PS4 version where the buttons aren't correct.
Yeah. So it's like that's useless. He doesn't do that much damage. I think the next least useful party member is probably Chandra.
Yeah.
Like, I like Chandra. I like the idea of Chandra. She has these different stances. She has quite a few different moves. I like that she has a hula hoop. She just doesn't do enough damage, and I don't think the stances do enough either. So she's just kind of half-baked. She's a little bit of wasted potential. Whereas Michael's just actively bad. I think the rest are pretty good. The rest are good. I guess if we're talking, like, next usefulness, it'd probably be Claudio, and then Essentia, and then Vela, and then Alex, and then Rory.
You think Alex is more useful than Vela?
No, Vela, Alex and Vela, and then Rory.
Essentia can be pretty broken if you use her right, too, though. She can be pretty
She is good. I was able to find out that the sleep dart's actually pretty good.
Well, yeah, that's how you beat Yuzu.
Yeah. So, like,
you'd use Essentia, you'd use Sleep Shot to put the fucking heal bot to sleep, and then you'd attack Yuzu with Alex.
Which I actually appreciate, because I think most of the time when games do, like, a sort of sleep thing, it's useless.
Mm-hmm.
I think most of the time when games give you, like, oh, you can inflict this ailment, like, it's not very good. Though that was actually pretty useful, so I'm glad. It was situational. I mean, it was not worth your time to use it in a regular encounter, but it had its moments.
All right. Speaking on them as a character, who was your favorite character?
Who's my favorite character? Yeah, probably just Alex.
Yeah, Alex is great.
I think he's the most fleshed out.
Which, obviously, that's by design, considering he's the narrator and an unreliable narrator and completely self-centered.
Well, I do like the as an unreliable narrator. I think unreliable narrators are pretty cool. I guess if I were to say after that, I like how much of a weeb Claudio is. I thought that was pretty funny.
I also really like Rory.
I like Rory, too. Like, I feel like he's the straight man, basically. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think all of them were pretty decent. I didn't mind a single character.
I would say Michael is also similarly the most boring, but again, that's also by design because Alex, he paints Michael as his best friend, but he clearly doesn't actually like him, which is why he gives him so little detail in his telling of the story.
He's just the most vanilla dude.
Mm-hmm.
It'd have to be Alex. He is pretty interesting. He kind of redeems himself at the end, if I remember right, a little bit.
Well, he'd like you to think that.
He'd like you to... Okay.
The whole point of the game is that Alex is incapable of change, but he wants you to think that he's capable of it.
It's kind of a tragic story. Mm-hmm. He's just a really flawed
and like
character.
when you actually really overanalyze what's actually going on, it's unclear how much of the paranormal shit's actually real and how much of it's just like him making shit up. But like what this game, when it boils down to what I think it's really about, is just Alex is this fucking asshole who's completely self-centered, obsesses over his own ideas, and doesn't really care what anyone else wants to do or anything. And because of that, he ends up in the end driving all of his friends away, which is why everybody dies to the comet. Because they didn't actually die. It wasn't really the end of the world. It was the end of his world because everyone ditched him.
I mean, if you created this entire story in his head,
mm-hmm.
he's got to feel remorse at least, even if he thinks he can't change.
Well, yeah, like I feel for him. Like I do view it as a tragedy.
Well, will he ever change, though?
I don't know. New Game Plus is him going further into his delusion, which is why he gets more and more powerful, the more deluded he is. And the more, like, you know, he's deep in his own story.
And it is his story, like everything. Like,
mm-hmm. And, like, granted, like...
the world literally revolves around.
Yeah, because he's the one telling the story. Which I think is really, like, something I love about it is, like, trying to figure out what actually is real. Because, like, I think a lot of the paranormal concepts and shit are really cool. And I'm like, I hope that some of it's real, you know what I mean?
I do like Soul Spaces and Soul Survivors, what I remember from them.
I also really like that at the beginning of the game, it feels like, you know, a group of friends going to solve a mystery that they found on the internet. I think that's really cool.
That's kind of like the call to action.
Yeah, because remember the whole thing with Sammy's disappearance and stuff? What'd you think of what was your favorite song on the soundtrack?
When you're in the Mind Space.
Mind Dungeon?
Mind Dungeon, yeah.
Mind Dungeon theme is really good. Who is your favorite boss?
Favorite boss?
Like, there's only a few. Like, there's Wilhelm, who you literally beat in 2 hits with Sammy.
Yeah, he's easy. Then there's the Golden Alpaca.
Yep. Then there's Yuzu. I mean, there's like sub-bosses, you know, like the Windtown Drunk, but you made easy work of him, because you're better at RPGs than me, so you figured it out a lot quicker than I did on my first playthrough.
What was the strategy again? I don't remember.
Windtown, well, no, it's just a matter of, like, utilizing the characters properly. Like, I think I was doing standard attacks with characters a lot in my first playthrough. And you were doing Bella's beatdown and stuff.
Which, again, it's really easy to pull off.
And it wasn't that broken yet.
Like,
it still did a shitload of damage, but you didn't have the 6-hit version unlocked yet. Because I think you get the 6-hit version, like, leading into Golden Alpaca.
I thought the most bullshit fight was Yuzu, but it was the most challenging and interesting.
And once you figured it out, you're like, oh, this really isn't that. Once you figured out you didn't actually have to take down his whole health bar.
Yeah, it's just... At first, I'm like, this boss is fucking stupid. I was just really frustrated.
Yeah, but once you figured out the sleep shot strategy,
It's like, oh, I guess I just had to find out how to take him down. I didn't.
And then
have to really
you take down you take down like a fourth of his health, and then it goes into phase 2, which is ironically incredibly easy.
He really is just like the fucking boss. I just.
What was your favorite cutscene?
Oh.
So wait, so is Yuzu your favorite boss then? Because
I would
of that?
say probably Yuzu, yeah.
Okay.
It was the most challenging and interesting because of it. Like, either it's got to have, like, really good spectacle, or it's got to be the most challenging.
Yeah.
I think.
And, like, it was challenging for bullshit reasons at first, you thought, and then you figured it out, and you're like, actually, it's pretty easy.
Yeah. It just needed the right strategy. Favorite cutscene?
Yeah. Whether it's pre-rendered cutscenes, which granted, I think there's only the one leading into the Golden Alpaca fight.
Which didn't used to be pre-rendered, right?
Right, yeah, that's a 1.25 update. They're all going to be, like, actual, like, rendered cutscenes in 1.5, or most of them are. Not all of them, but most of them.
That's supposed to come out any time now?
Yeah, we're not exactly... It's soon.
That was soon.
They're putting the finishing touches on the console versions, I think.
So
Because they got to release them all simultaneously. I think the PC and Switch versions are basically ready to go. It's just the PS4 version they're tweaking.
No. As for my favorite cutscene, I'm not sure. I don't remember most of
For
them.
me, it's easily the Golden Alpaca cutscene.
It is a cool one.
Like, granted, it's a new one. It's the 1.25 cutscene. I would say, other than that, like Rory's suicide cutscene when Alex is, like, freaking out about Rory's suicide. Which you didn't see in-game, but I showed it to you after the fact, because you didn't let Rory die.
No, I'm not going to let Rory die. He was my boy.
Which is funny, because in my original review, which was a meme on the YIIK cord for a while, I kept saying, Rory's death was my favorite and how it was great. And now I kept going on. And that's like the thing when they were shitting on because my review was admittedly bad. They kept like saying that my comments on Rory were like the one thing that was worth watching because I just kept talking about how I was glad that he killed himself.
You're pretty well known on the YIIK cord, right?
More or less. I mean,
you're the one who got to $9.99 before anyone else.
That's true. I did do that.
You are part of the conversation. You are in the history. You're in history.
Yep. What was your favorite location in the game?
Favorite location?
Yeah, it could be Frankton, could be Windtown, like any of the towns, or it could be Essentia's Mine Dungeon, it could be Alex's Mine Dungeon.
Essentia's Mine Dungeon was the one... Which is the one where I had to, like...
Or Vella's Mine Dungeon, that was another...
Execute Alex. Was that his Mine Dungeon?
No, that was Essentia's Mine Dungeon.
I also liked the Soul Space. It was cool floating around in that. It's gotta be like Essentia's Mine Dungeon or Vella's Mine Dungeon, I think.
Alright. Any closing thoughts on the game itself, just overall?
Yes. Music good.
Oh yeah, the music kicks ass.
Music kicks ass, yeah. I really like the Mine Dungeon one. I remember liking quite a few themes.
I know you were a big fan of the Frankton theme.
Yes, yeah, that one's still stuck in my head. Yeah, definitely Frankton. Windtown is a little bit stuck in my head too. I remember that one. But yeah, Frankton, the Mine Dungeon, all of the enemy themes are currently not in my head, but if I heard them, I could recognize them.
I'll tell you this, you had a unique experience with the game, because you went into it without being tainted by all the awful video essays that all just parrot the same fucking points.
I did watch one video that was talking about how they hated the game, but they love it because...
the Zyngus one? YIIK, the worst game ever, and why I love it, that one?
Yes.
Yeah, that video, Hellcry did a really good video shitting all over that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because Hellcry legitimately likes it, right?
Well, yeah, Hellcry is easily, like, the best YIIK YouTuber by far. Good game?
Good game, 7 out of 10.
That's fair. You looking forward to 1.5?
I am, actually.
Yeah. Because I know you like just traditional turn-based stuff a lot more. I personally, I love the mini-games. I'm actually, like... I might be, like, a weird odd man out who plays an old combat mode when 1.5 comes out, but I am going to play the new combat through at least one playthrough.
Would you just like how unique it is?
I like the minigames. It's weird. I don't know.
Well, I guess you like Undertale, but that's more bullet hell shit.
Yeah, that's different. I would say something that's more comparable is the fucking additions in Dragoon, actually.
Well, you don't like those very much no more at the moment.
I'm fine with them now, honestly. But, yeah, I think YIIK is one of my favorite RPGs, as you know. I've talked about it a lot.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I don't know if I would say it's one of my favorites, but I do like it.
You like a lot of RPGs.
It's unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have played a lot of RPGs.
But yeah, when 1.5 comes out, after I play through it, I will absolutely let you play through it as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe I'll just get it myself.
You think people have unfair assumptions about the game?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a good game. I think people are way too harsh on it, but I'm also pretty forgiving a lot of the time.
True.
I am definitely... I can put up with a lot of bullshit and... or just RPGs in general, I realize. Like, I guess I feel like I'm more picky when it comes to other genres, like a little more picky with shooters. But when it comes to RPGs, I will put up with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Because there is some annoying stuff. Like, I do think the gameplay is a little slow.
Yeah.
But I do still like it. It can get repetitive, but I feel like that's the case for any turn-based RPG.
Right, and that's something to look forward to 1.5 for, since they've completely overhauled the combat.
Yeah. And you can change between the two combat styles, which I always appreciate when they do like a remaster or anything like that.
And
they allow you to play the older version or like look at the different graphics. Like I love the Halo 2
anniversary.
Yeah, because you get to switch between the two graphics. I fucking use that
like,
all the time.
Even in 1.25, you can play with the 1.0 combat more or less by just turning on Deep Strike and turning off Imbue Affinity. And that just basically makes it play more similarly to the 1.0 combat, where every attack is a beatdown.
It was a good time. Monster Dens were alright. Doing them all at once was a bad idea.
Yeah, that was a mistake. You saved them all for Chapter 5.
Yeah, that took a while. That was tedious as fuck. The game also doesn't take too much time. I think I beat it in like 40 hours.
Yeah.
When I generally play fucking RPGs that are 80 plus.
Yeah. And you did all the side quests. You got most of the trophies. I think you're only missing like some of the combo ones.
Yeah, but I think I'm missing Essentia's Blade one, and I'm missing...
You're missing Alex's 25 hit move. 25
beatdown, yeah. And then Essentia's 15, I think it is.
Yeah.
Which I got close on both. I think I got 12 on Essentia and like 22 on Alex.
I got all of the trophies, but to be fair, for Alex's beatdown, I did use a turbo controller.
Cheater.
Well, I did it legit later because you can get it by just turning on infinite time energy.
Yeah, but again, I do blanket like most, like a lot of RPGs because I am a sucker for turn-based games.
Yeah. Would you say that YIIK is a unique RPG experience?
Yeah. Have I forgotten a lot of stuff? Yeah, but
you do that with everything we play.
Yeah. That's just everything. I just have to...
Like, you don't remember half the shit in KOTOR, which we'll be playing more of tonight.
I remember a lot about Manon and Kashyyyk now. I think because I'm getting more into the game, I'm remembering more.
That's fair. Were you able to pick up on the unreliable narrator parts, or was it just because I was pointing it out?
I think you told me. I think I never got the chance to.
No, but were you able to pick up on some of the discrepancies, or was it only when I pointed it out?
I think it was only when you pointed it out, to be honest.
Okay, fair enough.
I probably could.
Like, if you replay it, you'll notice there's a lot of little lines of dialogue that are like, wait, that's not right.
I probably have to play it on my own solo and be able to pick up a lot more.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably just going to get YIIK and play at 1.5.
Well, there you go. Well, that's that all?
That's one for the YIIK 3 books.